Consider a wild elephant. Weighing 10,000 pounds, its legs are thick, heavy tree trunks. When it walks, the earth physically shakes under its feet. It commands the savanna. When it moves, everything else moves out of the way. Now, look down into the dry, yellow grass near those massive feet. Standing there is a creature no bigger than a medium-sized dog, weighing barely 30 pounds, the honey badger. Look at this scale visualization comparing the two, a 10,000-pound block against a 30-pound block. It is a heavy commercial truck pitted against a bowling ball. The math is simple. If the elephant takes one wrong step, the badger is erased. In situations like this, fear is a highly logical biological alarm system. It pumps adrenaline into the blood, telling small animals to run from giants to stay alive. The honey badger has a problem. Its legs are short and stubby, meaning it cannot sprint away from a charging elephant. It also lacks a hard turtle shell or sharp porcupine spikes to hide inside. It is completely trapped in the open ground. Since it lacks the tools to run and it lacks the tools to hide, nature had to equip the honey badger with an entirely different survival mechanism to deal with encounters it cannot possibly win. When the elephant steps forward, the badger doesn't freeze. It explodes into action, charging directly at the giant's trunk with its mouth wide open. Scientists call this aggressive defense. The badger knows it cannot win a physical fight against a 10,000-pound animal, so it opts to fight a psychological war instead. Predators constantly do mental math on this scale. One side, a small nutritional reward. The other, extreme risk of fatal infection. The screaming, thrashing badger artificially inflates this cost until the predator's risk scale completely overloads and slams down. This tiny 30-pound animal charging forward breaks the giant's understanding of the world. The elephant pauses. The sheer confidence of the badger forces the elephant to doubt its own safety, wondering if the tiny creature is venomous or diseased. By overwhelming the elephant with pure aggression, the badger abandons the physical fight. It wins the psychological war by making itself look like the absolute highest risk, most expensive meal on the savanna. But psychological tricks aren't perfect. What happens if a predator ignores the bluff and actually grabs the badger? The badger relies on a physical failsafe. Its body is covered in exceptionally thick skin, roughly the texture of a heavy rubber tire. That thick skin is also incredibly loose. It hangs completely unattached off the underlying muscle, shifting and draping much like an oversized winter coat. In this schematic, jaws grip the loose outer boundary layer of skin, but the skeleton isn't pinned. Using the skin's slack, the badger twists its entire body around inside its own hide, pointing sharp teeth directly up at the attacker. It is a living trap. The badger is structurally engineered to survive close-quarters combat, turning a predator's successful grab into an immediate, point-blank counterattack to the face. Back at the elephant's feet, the giant is getting annoyed. The tiny, screaming creature is snapping at its thick toes, moving erratically and making a terrible noise. The cost-benefit analysis finishes running. There is no food to gain here, only a screaming maniac. The elephant lifts its heavy feet and steps away. The moment the heavy footsteps fade, the badger stops screaming. It shakes out its fur and goes right back to digging in the dirt for bugs, acting as if nothing happened. You might watch that encounter and think the badger is brave or reckless or heroic, but nature doesn't care about human concepts like heroism. Nature optimizes for one simple outcome: keeping the animal alive. The badger isn't crazy. Its behavior is perfectly adapted to its reality. Lacking the speed to run away and the armor to hide, it uses the only tool it has left: absolute, unapologetic aggression. In the relentlessly logical world of the wild, you do not always have to be the biggest animal in the fight. Sometimes you just have to be the most terrifying.